Good morning, traders. Welcome to Thursday, the 11th of February, morning update from Phoenix Blue. Well, yesterday, again, another interesting day after Janet Yellen testifying to the market. Yes, the US are on course for their 2% inflationary target. They do believe that increasing interest rates could have a negative impact on the stock market, therefore assessing global economy before they actually do anything. She did get absolutely grilled in there yesterday, and you'll see that by the dollar index. The dollar index sold off significantly, and then came back a little bit, had a little bit of a rally towards the end, and then sold off again. This is something that we're going to have to keep an eye on now, because the dollar index is pretty much in a free fall territory. We will show you the chart in a second. We'll now have a look at what actually happened in Asia, and I've got to say it was a quiet night throughout Asia last night. We've got bank holidays pretty much everywhere. So let's just bring up the charts for you to have a look at. We'll start with the Nikkei. We can see this is exactly where we showed it the previous day. Bank holiday last night. Markets will reopen again Friday. We know that it's Chinese New Year, so the Shanghai Composite, that was also closed. So let's have a look at the dollar index. So this is the move we talked about yesterday. You can see this big candle here. Well, that move, if we look at this, we can see now that this trend line here, the market came up, tested it, it's broken through, now it's come back up to retest the line. We're seeing a little bit of a bullish stance for the dollar this morning, but in all honesty, looking at this candlestick pattern, looking at the resistance we've got here, we've got to sort of say next sort of stop for the dollar index is going to be around 94.50, 94.50, somewhere in that region, and then heading all the way down to around the 93s. So probably going to see a little bit more weakness in the dollar. Whether that's going to come primarily from the euro or mainly hit from the yen, we'll yet to see. What news do we have today? Well, news today, we can see that we've got the jobless claims that's coming in at 1:30 UK time. We've got the RBA governor's speech at 11:30 UK time tonight, which should give us some indication of what the RBA are thinking and how they're assessing the market. So we'll look for changes in his speech, and we'll highlight those tomorrow or Monday. Okay, charts of interest. What are we looking at? Well, obviously the highlight was the dollar index and what we anticipate there, but we're looking at gold right now. So gold obviously is another safe haven. So we're seeing Japanese yen collapsing, so we'll anticipate to see gold rally acting as a safe haven. So we're seeing a lot of buying of yen, and if you did watch our dissect and detect video at the weekend, you'll see that we highlighted continued strength in gold up to about 1200, where we'll then look for add-ins at a different price on a pullback. So we highlighted that the market will come up towards this trend line, okay, but now before we take another long trade, I need to see one or two things. I either need to see a clear close above, and then I'll be looking for a pullback into support, or I'm going to look for a pullback from here into either 1150 area, 1125, somewhere around there, and then we'll be looking to take this long. And I will keep reiterating, we at Phoenix Blue are looking at gold as a bullish year. Okay, so that's our view on gold. We also showed you sugar. We're currently short sugar again from our add-in position. Our initial position was up here, and then we got triggered yesterday short from a retest of structure, and we're in sugar short. It's currently in negative territory at the minute, but we do look to try and run targets somewhere down here around the 11 to 1120 area. Let me just show you the Japanese yen. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, so we have the Japanese yen here, and again from our video dissect and detect at the weekend, We said if we get a daily close below 1580, 1550, we'll then be looking to see the dollar yen run down to second targets of about 110, somewhere in that region. Now, unfortunately, the market has dropped best part of 300 pips since that announcement from us. And in all honesty, we've not actually taken advantage of 1 pip. Reason being, we did say we weren't going to trade because the market had been very volatile and there was a lot of high impact news announcements coming out. So favorite quote from one of my good old friends is, "I'd rather be a pilot on the floor wishing I was in the air than a pilot in the air wishing I was on the floor." So yeah, there's been a big move down. We've missed a lot of it, but we can look at some sort of retracement. Shorter time frame, we could potentially look at trading any sort of pullbacks, price action, look for support and resistance areas, see if there's anything on the interim that we could look at potentially taking. Now, the other thing that we do have to think about with the dollar yen is how are the Bank of Japan going to react to seeing the price at current levels? Okay, so this is something you've really got to think about because it wasn't long ago. It was only, what date was it? The 29th of January, so less than 2 weeks ago, that the Bank of Japan announced negative interest rates trying to stimulate the economy, weaken the yen a little bit, only to see it after that first day of a 260 pip move finish at 121, now to see it 900 pips lower. This isn't going to be a happy Bank of Japan, so expect to see some sort of intervention here in the not too distant future. Having buy stops above the high of each daily candle probably wouldn't do you amiss, looking for that move. And again, set your stops sensibly behind structure, but if it is going to move, it will be a one-directional move, and you can set first targets of 116, so you can get a good couple of hundred pips out of this if they do step in. It's a very decent reward to risk offer, and I would say that is about it in terms of the charts for us today. I'm staying away from a lot of things this week, as I highlighted earlier. I've got a couple of commodity positions that we're running or expecting to get into, and they will be suffice right now. Okay, so traders, thank you so much for listening. If you do like our content and you do like what we're analyzing and our views on the market, please hit subscribe, hit like, drop us an email if there's anything that you would like us to cover. If there's any charts you're unsure of, please drop us an email at info@phoenixblue.co.uk and we'll be happy to assist with your analysis. If you're interested in learning how Phoenix Blue trade and analyze and enter the market and money management techniques, again, please email info@phoenixblue.co.uk and we can do self-assessments and look at running you through one of our programs. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day and we'll speak to you tomorrow morning.